So I'm.
They're on a short leash. And that's after wildcards also. You're still giving them one game.
I mean, I'm curious to hear what our commentators think about this one, because it has been a long time, I bet, since they got to commentate a span. How about it, Odie Pixel?
Yeah, I'm not too sure about it at all. I know we've had sort of a rough day, EU, and I think it's about to get rougher. It's got to the point where EU teams are picking Sven. What's going on with that?
Usually PA is the counter. They needed something, I guess, to deal with the coordination profit, but yeah, I'm discouraged, you know. I'll also go with the Quincy crew. NA has shown that they can play some really good Dota throughout the years, so yeah, I'll go with them.
Alright, well, we'll see how it plays out, guys. Take it away.
Thank you very much. I mean, always exciting to see, though, of course, when we get this sort of hero come back in and everybody has their doubts about, can Liquid really make it work in this day and age? Mickey on the Sven against what overall looks like just a really solid draft from Quincy crew.
Yeah, it looks really good. They needed a carry that can jump away, that can be elusive, and not care too much about Razor static link. So yeah, PA, and they also needed someone that can build Abyssal Blade eventually, because they don't have any abilities that go through eventually Magic Immunity coming out from BKB Enigma. That's always a threat in the late game. So yeah, I love the PA pick. I think it's going to be very chaotic for Team Liquid to take this fight. So many stuff to focus on. Like Void Spirit's also very elusive, cutting into backlines. Taking out the supports first, you have like Magnetize going in, that Prophet ulti which you can't really focus, then you have this Phantom Assassin that you also need to worry about. So like Phantom Assassin should not be really touched in the team fights. She has a pretty good front line in front, you know, just taking the damage, soaking up all the damage, and then she can come in and clean up.
Let's see. I mean, what do you think Liquid's strengths are going to be? Like, what will the plan be with this Sven?
Stacking.
Just, I guess that's true there too. That is
They're
true.
the best team.
They love the stacks.
They love the stack, and
Yeah.
Sven is probably the best hero in the game. Clear the stacks, one of the fastest ones. Also, today is a very special day, isn't it, Owen?
It is. We're getting to see CC and CNC.
This will only hurt.
No, I meant you have a birthday. So chat, please make some wishes. I want to see some unique messages.
No, please stick with the copy passes, chat. Don't try and use too many brain cells.
Production was trying to figure out, you know, how to make this day even special for you, and they're like, yeah, we'll pair you up with Lacoste, so you know you can just enjoy the rest of your day. I'm here for you, buddy.
And I think Liquid was like, we'll give him a Sven to cast. You know, there we go. Something a little different, and I'll be surprised if we see it again. I know it's early days, and as I say, I'm excited to see what the potential is going to be of this hero. But it's going to be tough. Look at some of these lane matchups. I mean, who's going to have a rough time in this laning stage?
It should be very easy for Mickey in this lane. Like, he should not struggle. One of the reasons why they picked him. And he also will have eventually Mana Sustain coming out from the Crystal Maiden. So should be okay. Stop. Looking at the bottom lane, like Yavar will get the farm. It's Enigma. Where's yeah, so right now they're just running up a tri-lane while Taiga is getting some solo XP on the bottom, even though Taiga is that's the position 4 usually. They love to swap things around, but Taiga is the Enigma player, so we'll get the farm priority here.
Do you sort of see this as a good game for the Enigma? Like, be good opportunities for the Black Holes to come out?
Yeah, they have also good front line, like Sven going in, creating a lot of chaos, and goes for Razor, so should be fine. And once again, they have no like real stuns. Nate's Prophet doesn't provide anything. There's always AoE stuns coming out from the TP, coming out from the Earth Spirit, but yeah, doesn't seem like a bad of an Enigma game.
Let us fight!
Really keeping the pressure on this top lane very early. 2 minutes in, Liquid starting to tight on the tower, getting aggressive in onto Lansdowne. And they'll be able to take this very far. Is it going to save him? Liquid's aggression gets them the best blood here. Let's try that.
Yeah, this reminds me of Dota back in like 2011, 2012. Like with the aggressive, not aggressive, it's more like safe lane, tri-lanes. You push out the lane, dive between tier 1 and tier 2 tower, get a kill, but they need to pull the lane back. Problem is, the camp is blocked. Insania will take care of that, has 1 sentry ward, so we'll be able to pull the next wave.
Of course, we'll see in the mid lane, quite Off to a good start. As the Razor against a melee hero, he has been able to have this edge against Quinn so far in the laning stage. Of course, for Quinn, as long as he can stay safe, hit that 6 at good timing, and he's going to have the player's potential to start to pick up some action with the rotations. Top lane, let's out. They're getting gone on here by the two of them. And as soon as he's back to lane,
Not easy to let Lau. Definitely not this game. 0-2 already. Oh, SG, he's dead probably. One more tick. Oh, uses the healing salve even. Oh, that's quite costly. So Taiga gets a solo kill as Enigma,
yeah, I mean,
which
the
is
tip
pretty
certainly
big.
deserved for that one.
I don't know if you caught that on camera, but Hellbear Smasher helped, you know. He came in, clapped SVG. Some extra damage, extra slow, box, nice block with the shards, gets out of the trouble.
Midlane. SVG coming in with the rotation. Quite fair, but
Static Link against Spirit Siphon.
Come and fight me.
Two abilities that they're linked on multiple levels.
just don't cross the strings. Lane. Really too much more SVG can do here, and he's going to have to head back bottom. Quite fair. Not an easy hero to dive upon mid. Especially at this stage of the game before Quinn hits the 6.
Yeah, they're definitely not playing aggressive on Razor because he has level advantage. Quinn is still not level 6 as you mentioned, so they definitely need that extra damage, extra burst coming out from the Astral Step.
How would you imagine from this game, you go for the Battle Fury every time on the PA to play the farm game, or is there a chance that we see something like a Deso Rush? We did get some of the times in some of the EU games.
This'll come in handy.
I didn't see too much of a PA across other regions, but you know, Battle Fury just still feels like the best item for the Phantom Assassin.
Thing for you.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Seen a bit of a different build, to be honest. Like I remember seeing Orb of Corrosion, you know, and then like get a bit of a damage, maybe like even Deso paired up in stacks, but the Battle Fury just seems like a natural choice.
Yeah, I'm surprised if he skips it. Smith. Go on to Quinn. He's actually able to get
That range!
I'm going to say the range of that last instance of damage. I was surprised that hit him, but it did. I mean, sure he goes down, but he got himself that solo kill. We'll see him dive into Brendan. Actually catching back Boxy. Boxy will still get the kill, but he's taking tower hits. SVG should be able to find him in return, and he does. So 2 for 2 in the mid.
Some good XP for that Prophet, getting the solo XP for the Tusk kill. So it's a position 5 Dead Prophet, so you want to get as soon as possible to level 6. Well, don't you always, but yeah, as a position 5, like it's sometimes hard to get the levels, especially if your safe lane is not leaving the lane, not going to the jungle, so you kind of struggle of getting levels.
Each time, yeah. Now he's got the 6 Quins. Not going to be any sort of difficulties. Bottom lane, big moves to be made there by SVG. You know, there's just DPs just coming from mid to bottom. So extra bit of punch, extra bit of damage they need to get the kills done. And Yua's always going to be very happy when the action happens around him. Foxy's coming and gets a good deep ward down on the lane. He's able to set anything up when Tiger's back in action, as Tiger, of course, does have the black hole.
They have enough damage. Killed the Phantom Assassin, but Boxy got scouted. Planting that ward to see any kind of rotation coming up from the tower. That should get de-warded.
See Boxy. Not really a chance to initiate on your wild whilst SVG's around. Does mean that SVG is sort of his positioning is giving Yawara a lot of space down here. Good job of making sure that we don't have the opportunity to punish the PA whilst they have this black hole ready to go from Tiger.
Quinn wants to play a bit more aggressive, has Arcane Rune, there's also Pulson. With the Earth Spirit lurking around the mid lane, has 2 charges on the Urn Shadow, so some extra damage, extra kill potential. Insania just doing what he does best, stacking both of these camps when they're playing Dire. One unfortunately does not get stacked, but
Dire's top tower is
like look at the way they prepare. Like he places down a sentry ward just in case there is any kind of vision. Now Mika joins in. Insania will be there to just soak up the experience. Trying to face
Quinn, he's able to get the jump straight in onto Mickey. Mickey trying to run, but they'll take him down and quickly move over to Insania. They get the two of them.
Nice read from Quincy. Like, usually when Team Liquid tries to kill the stacks is between 7 and 8 minute mark. They had a good read. They see them out of the lane.
Oh, I mean, Foxy's tried to come across to stop them from taking the stacks. Tiger is heading over. Foxy, rather low. Tiger not quite able to close the gap and get him through. Black hole potential as you want them. The quick dagger takes out Foxy. Opportunity to push them away. Low will fall. Okay, he's gonna make the move on to Quinn with a step still at the ready. He can jump away. Won't lose anything more than just a support DP. Trying to dive in, but it's a tricky catch.
Earth Spirit on the bottom, trying to get some XP. Will be level 5. Like he decides to buy the Dome Dead Prophet. It's pretty high level, considering she's like 5. We'll get level 6 after this creep wave on a mid lane if no one comes to steal the XP. You are just being in the jungle right now. Phase boost, Perseverance, going into that battle period that we talked about.
Now on track to get a good time as well. Keeping level with Mickey's farm. And Mickey, a hero that already has the cleave online. Top lane Quinn. He's ready to dive in. Foxy trying to pick up some levels and farm up on the top lane. He's not going to receive any sort of help here. As Quinn on the jump forward. Foxy tries to play his way out of here with the shards. It's not going to work though. Does his best with a bit of a juke. Tree and South with no trouble hunting him down.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So this should be the top tower. Less Loud is level 6, so they also have a global presence coming up from the Wrath of Nature. A bit under-leveled, under-farm, but he was playing into tri-lane, into Sven, so I can understand why. They still can possibly defend the bottom tower. Polison, level 5 only, but if they rotate 2 extra heroes, they could potentially defend it. He is pinging it out. I think there's also Tome coming out on the courier. Yes, there is, so will be level 6.
So what they want to do about this.
Radiant structures are fortified.
No TP's coming in yet. Focus, actually having both Quinn and Yawar stationed on this top lane. Keeping these wards up in the jungle of Liquid, making sure that they'll do their best to shut down the amount of space that Mickey has to farm him. Then Polison with the poke to force some reactions. And it's certainly worse. Quinn's actually ready to go and aggressive. He has used both of his steps and the dissimulating. Has the remnant to at least hold Foxy away from him for now. The ghosts are out by lower. Polison rolling in, forcing back Liquid. Daggers out, and White's ready to jump straight over towards Foxy. McIntyre is being kept going perfectly by Polison. Huge amounts of damage being spread between the team as they finish off Foxy. Pushing back Liquid like that, they can even get some good damage down onto the tower with the remainder of this exorcism.
Now let's see if they can defend it. Enigma getting very close to his Blink Dagger. Polison doing a very good job, involved in 7 out of 8 kills, has that Urn Charge online, keeps using it aggressively for some extra damage. Quinn is playing super aggressive. Like you said, he goes in, uses both Astral Step charges and the Dissimulate, but manages to get out.
Radiant are strong.
Okay, get a bit of space here to safely clean up the stacks. Couple here between the large camp and the Ancients. Not a triple on the Ancients. See the build up. Nothing too surprising. The Echo into the S and Y, making sure that he's fight ready as soon as possible. Quaker, easy bounty ring. Thank you, Polison. Didn't want to grab that there yet. Just trying to hold on for it for Quinn to get the bottle refill. Infis, Quaker obviously catching him by surprise.
Blink Dagger is ready on Enigma with the Black Hole, so I expect them to try to do something on a mid lane. Tower is half HP. They know Exorcism is down, even though it's a position 5 Dead Prophet, she still deals a ton of damage with it.
Keeping the stacks going here in Insania. Quinn and Polison On their way over to punish Mickey. They got the damage. Policy with the lead in. Quinn follows up into the pull of the remnant. He's gone. Just like that. Quick moves every single time. Quincy crew just really sending over the message to Liquid that their jungle is not a safe place for Mickey to be.
This should give them the free tower on the mid lane. Good rotation from the Quincy crew, finding the Sven once again. This is his second deathfish, slowing him down while they're taking the pressure off Phantom Assassin, who's free farming in the jungle. Even though, you know, Sven has built-in fleas, so will have a bit more farm than Phantom Assassin anyway. But once Phantom Assassin finishes her Battle Fury, then that's going to be a different story. 13-minute Battle Fury, not too bad.
Not too bad at all, no. This is definitely scaling up to be a game where you are his farm. And, it's going to hit some impressive timings. And already in a matchup where questions can be asked about how good is the Sven going to fare down the line against the PA. It's not going to be easy for Mika.
No, it just keeps getting worse for him. He needs to be the one who stays ahead. Mickey pops the ulti once again in the jungle. A lot of the stacks being made by Team Liquid. Constant stacking. Both sides of the map. Poikwa, we didn't talk about his item build, pretty standard stuff, you know, even though we sometimes see like a Falcon Blade when he's played at the safe lane into Yule Scepter, which I personally think it's a bit of an overkill, you know, you just have too much mana, especially when you have Crystal Maiden in your team as well, going into BKB, kind of a standard stuff. Oh, less loud. Cancels his TP.
Maybe seeing if they can catch Quake Fair here, Paulison and lower. On the hunt, Paulison is going to head in, Quake Fair will be able to turn. Okay, heading over, Paulison's going to pay for this one. Pokes his head in to see what's going on. Liquid, they have the four of them ready.
The understate.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
It's Quake Fair. Charging up to the high ground, see if he can get some more here. He's able to take out Quinn's
That's
courier.
pretty big, because Quinn would have Yule Scepter, could dodge a lot of the spells, like a Snowball, remove the Bite, remove the Malefice, potentially stop a Black Hole with it, so he's not going to have a courier for another 2 minutes.
Down bottom. Quake Fair trying to get aggressive onto Lesnau. Lesnau gets the ult on Polison's. He just in time with the roll to stop Lesnau from going down. And they're going to be able to turn and take out Quakefair. At the same time, Laura finishes off Tiger. Quakefair with a very aggressive move there, being pretty much completely on his own down there on Quincy Crew's half of the map. Unprepared for those TP reactions to come into the outpost, and he loses his life.
When you're getting kills on multiple sides of the map, you know you're playing really well. And we can see that. 3k gold lead for Quincy Crew at the moment.
See them go on to lower. And with a freezing field out, should they have enough damage? No, they don't. The silence is there. Lower's able to put a stop to it. So not only sort of taking some of the ancients from underneath their noses, he'll take the life of Insania as well. 4k lead now for Quincy Crew. I mean, it looks pretty scary for Liquid. You're down 4k and you're relying on the carry Sven against a PA that
like
is just as
one
fun.
of the best late game carriers. You also have a Razor, which is considered anti-carry hero, but not as much against Phantom Assassin, because she can just jump away whenever she feels like threatened with the static link, so not the greatest matchup.
This'll come in handy.
Also, Razor doesn't really scale compared to like some other mid laners, like he hits the critical timing and then you can really feel him falling off. That's gonna be a Desolator done.
This is some very scary timings from Yawa. Bottom, looking for Quinn. Got to simulate in a second. Is he out before the snowball comes in? He is. Quick dodge of the snowball, deeper into the trees. Another step, have they got anything to find him in? Oh, they do. Going to get the vision there with the plasma field. And they will manage to get Quinn. Takes a lot.
Phase created.
Certainly is.
Not what you usually do with the mid laner, but it took a lot of the time. Meanwhile, they're trying to set up some vision and also de-warding.
Paulison should die for this one. I was in a little too close for comfort against Mickey. Top lane, Liquid now making some good moves themselves. You know, they take down one and they do manage to turn it into 2 more kills on both Paulison and Leslau on the top lane.
I scored your name in the
A couple of costly mistakes from Quincy crew, but Phantom Assassin has that Desolator, ton of damage. Like once you get to level 15, the Phantom Strike cast range, it just becomes ridiculous. You can jump from so far away, and if they take a good fight, they have a lot of minus armor. They also have exorcism, so they could potentially turn fight into Roche, which is something that you want to have when you're playing like with the Phantom Assassin. Kill the first Roche early on, build up the advantage, try to choke them out, and probably change the game in the second.
He's going to try and go for Loa, but Loa's got a Ghost Scepter. He's going to be able to keep himself safe. He's up to the high ground as well. Loa's out of there. And now the God Strength potentially put to waste as Mickey, he's having a run. The Exorcism's out. And Quincy crew, they're ready to come charging at Liquid. Quinn, looking for Boxy Remnant, won't grab him.
Do they want to go inside the pit? Seems like they do. Like they saw the opportunity because they were fighting near the Roche pit, but the Team Liquid will take the fight. Smoked an info with the Blink Dagger and the Black Hole available.
Let's see if they can burst Loa. They're onto him, but again, the Ghost Scepter, the Siphon. Loa's able to heal himself back up. Quinn jumps to get the Silence. Tiger's looking for an angle to get in on this. The freezing field down from Insania.
Mickey dropping very low.
See you're on very hesitant as well to jump in. He's waiting for that black hole, but now the Maleficent is stepping in over the walls of PA. Slow wall across the board for Box. They punch up, they're taking him down. They'll bring down Yawar, but both Mickey, Quaspa, and Insania incredibly low. They've got to run. Squadford desperately trying to retreat, but Pollison's chasing it. There'll be a buyback from Insania. Pollison rolls over, Mickey able to turn with a stun. He can do anything to bail Pollison out of this. He tries to slide away with a 4-star, but they'll get it. Liquid, they'll get the kills, and they'll manage to force Quincy crew back out of the pit.
Yawar needs to be a bit more careful in the fight. Still does not have a BKB. Just throw the daggers, possibly use a Blink Strike to finish someone off when you feel safe, if you see that, you know, you're safe with the vision. Other than that, like, he should not play too aggressive. They have a lot of, you know, Chaos Makers, Dead Prophet, ulti, Earth Spirit rolling in. Aloha is super farmed for a position 5, like, compared to Crystal Maiden, 2.2k net worth and almost 5,000 on the Dead Prophet. Like Casual Cloak, this Ghost Scepter for kiting, then 2 4-staffs in a row coming out from Earth Spirit. Like 4-staff is such a great item against the Sven, against Tusk, against the Razor to break the link. It's just a great pickup.
The Tusk is always ready for a fight.
And of course, back in the day, you know, Mickey as a Sven, you would be able to get the Axe to sort of deal with that. With the breakdown between, you know, the Aghanim Scepter and the Aghanim Shard, both really being required to have anywhere near the same potency. It's you know, it's a lot of money. I mean, to the point now where we're seeing this, Sven, do you imagine that Mickey, you just don't buy either of those items at all, or do you still at least get the Shard?
You might eventually need to buy it to roll in.
Oh, Pollison. It's underneath the tower. He's going to be able to force away. Can't roll out in time, though. The Midnight Pulse will get him. Quinn just want to go in too aggressively with Pollison down.
Yeah, I feel like you might need to get it, especially, you know, against the Ghost Scepters, against the Glimmer Capes. They also have a 4-staff, so should be okay.
Radiant's
pickup,
top tower
but
is under attack.
Gold.
you need to farm a lot of gold.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money now.
BKB's out for Liquid.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Mickey and Quackra and those prepared for the next fight.
Taiga getting close to his BKB, just 600 gold away. We still have not seen a black hole, right?
Dire's structures
We have.
are fortified.
I mean, understandably, that fight, you know, we saw Tiger very much looking for a chance to get in. It's a very hard game to get it off, right? You're seeing on the top there 4 heroes basically that could quite easily put a stop to it, whether it's the Silences from Earth Spirit, Death Prophet, the Orchid of the Prophet, or just Quinn being able to throw out a Remnant, get that angle to pull him in.
Also, Quincy was nicely spread out. They were not giving opportunity to Taiga to actually go in and use black hole on multiple heroes.
For Quincy crew, like you said, just a bit more calm with the urgency. Buying time for Yawar to get that BKB.
Under attack.
As much as he hurts with this Deso, of course, and he can tear through heroes, it does mean the fights are very difficult until he has that item online against Liquid.
Come and fight me.
Quinn as well. The Aghanim Scepter just around the corner.
Yeah, it seems like they just want to wait on side of Quincy crew until they have Aghanim Scepter, BKB on Phantom Assassin, also BKB getting closer for Nature's Prophet. Just by, you know, hitting the timings, syncing with the items when it's your time to strike. I think they just want to wait for those like 2/3 big items and then try to take a fight. Because Phantom Assassin, like, she's still very vulnerable if she does not have a BKB.
Likewise for Liquid. Tiger picking up that third BKB, so all cores of Liquid BKBs are up.
Yeah, Liquid will want to take a fight a bit earlier than Quincy crew would. There is smoke, there is one on Crystal Maiden. I think it's time to smoke after they clear this wave.
Regeneration.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, the build up. It's going to pick up the Blink Dagger. It's going to have that additional ability to jump. That God Strength find the targets that you can get on top of and take out to start the fights.
So they have an opportunity, because there are no BKBs inside of Quincy. There's still no Aghanim Scepter. Radiant using a scan. They know something is up. Courier is inside the pit. Boloson scouting things out in case they decide to go for a Roche. Liquid right now just holding the high ground, invading the triangle.
It's going to be a DD on Quinn as well for the next fight, or for, of course, Yawar if they want to.
Oh, he wants that DD. Yawar wants it.
They've given him the bottle. Yeah, he's going to have this ready to go next fight. But no, yeah, it really is that few hundred gold. He needs to get that BKB, because then they're going to have a bit of a sweet spot.
Courier's counted it up. They know they're inside the pit.
Do they fight this though? They've got to make that call. Do they want to try it at this moment just before BKB is going to be online for Yawar?
It's a tough call because they don't have BKBs. Yawar, double damage, still not used.
It's a hard fight to take. It's just come a little too soon for Quincy crew, and they're going to make a decision not to. They don't want to take the risk whilst they don't have the BKB done yet.
That's that window of opportunity that I talked about. They hit their BKB timings a minute earlier than Quincy crew. They use it. A lot of heroes were actually showing on the lane, so Team Liquid used their info and go for the Roche.
Oh, I see. Lesnar try and start something off there. And they look towards Boxy. Boxy's going to go straight up for the TP, and he's away. They won't be able to put a stop to that. Won't be able to put an end to Insania's beating heart though. Crystal Maiden falls.
Sven decided to pick up Aegis. Not the best Aegis carrier like any of these like transformation heroes, Dragon Knight. Sven, you do not want to have it. So, but we talked about the itemization on Sven, how like Aghanim Scepter and Shard are very expensive. You also need to be able to deal with the Phantom Assassin. I see MKB queued up by Mickey. I really like that. I think you definitely need the item to be able to deal with the Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, the matchup is pretty unplayable without it. Gonna take him a little bit of a time to get there though. Yawar, 119. Quincy crew. It does still feel with the PA not too much pressure on them to rush things, especially whilst Liquid do have the Aegis in their hands.
Is always ready.
See how Quincy crew want to play in these moments. McKay has the 2 lights. McKay step up mid and letting him be. They don't want to commit on this event.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant
Now,
structures.
I'm gonna make the jump. Okay, tries to finish off the tower.
Double damage, up and running
Radiant's
on
middle
Phantom
tower
Assassin
has been denied.
for another 30
Dire's
seconds.
top tower
Mick is
is under attack.
half HP, like they can potentially burst him. There is a save coming out from the tusk, much easier to execute with the Blink Dagger.
He's gonna get the jump first. They're trying to go for lower. Jump over the shard. Boxes in with the star for lower. Keeping himself alive to go 7. Quincy crew want to take this fight, or do they want to back off? Looks like they're going to let him be. They're going to leave the DP alone over to the side. Going in for Quinn. But a good force from Policy. Shoves Quinn over to the side. Big Crit comes out with the dagger to bring Mickey down low.
Is under attack.
Still chasing. Mickey, he really wants to finish Quinn. He's going pretty deep in for this one. Can he get it? He can. Will manage to take down Quinn on the Void Spirit. Top lane. Boyford with the control onto Lesnar. Buying time for further TPs to come in, but the BKB is up. TP up Boxy. He's in with the uppercut. Smashes him up. Lesnar's going to go for a second attempt at the TP. They haven't got the damage.
Not enough, and BKB was still up and running. I guess that's why he's called Boxy. He has that uppercut, the punch. surprised that Earth Spirit didn't TP there. Like, he had a TP ready. They were chasing Quinn for a very long time. TP into Force Staff or into Kick would actually save Quinn. Nature's Prophet has that shard upgraded, so can't really deal with the Sprout. And you also have 2 Greater Treants. It's not gonna be that easy to split push against what Team Liquid has. You have the Sponge, you have Black Hole to be worried about.
We are still yet to see a Black Hole from Tiger this game.
Yeah, just stacking the Black Hole charges.
There we go. Several stuff, big brain things here. No, it has been a hard game to get it off. But now with the BKB in these fights, Tiger shouldn't really struggle against getting it off at all.
Now,
yeah.
Until PA gets a basher.
So it's definitely a very scary ability for Quincy Crew to play into. Got to keep tabs on Tiger's position at all times.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
MKB
is under attack.
Very close to being done on Mickey. With that, in the God Strength, can definitely stand a solid chance of taking down Yawar.
They want to take this tower and the outpost before 30-minute mark. That's why Mickey popped the God Strength. Aegis will be gone in 20 seconds. I think it's time for Quincy to strike. They saw God Strength being used. They know that Aegis will run out, so should try to take advantage out of this. Most of the damage comes from the Sven in the team fight, and without the God Strength, he just does not have enough.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And with that being said and done, in the state of Sven's ult right now, there's no chance for holding the tier 2. Quincy Crew.
Have you seen a team fight in the last 10-15 minutes? Not really, huh?
Been a bit of a slower one. I see something kick off here, Foxy. Jump onto lower, not enough to get it. Both going to be able to live, but Quinn's coming with the turnaround. Jumps in with the Dissimulate, takes down Foxy. And we'll lose lower. Inside, Leslau. Caught in the Midnight Pulse, who put the BKB try and run. BK staying on top of him. Will manage to finish off the Prophet. Leslau falls, the buyback comes out from Foxy. Liquid are going to try and turn this into more. They're on top of Policy. Policy attempts to roll away, but Mickey blocks him off.
Nicely done by Team Liquid. Once again, Black Hole not used. Sometimes the threat of the Black Hole is stronger than actually using the Black Hole. Midnight Pulse is the one who actually deals the damage. They have a ton of slow, a lot of stuns to just keep them inside of that. Mickey finally bought that Aghanim Shard, so it's gonna be much easier for him to dispel enemies, deal with those Ghost Scepters, deal with the Force Staffs.
Well, 1500 over the Basher. These last few fights, I mean, yeah, Yawar's just not felt confident enough to be able to jump in and do much himself.
RNG, like all he needs is a crit on the first dagger.
Yep,
he will follow up.
Yep.
Thank you, my beauties.
Full AC done on Razor, so that's going to be a lot of armor coming out from the Warcry, coming out from the AC. Just tank up against the Phantom Assassin, against the Death Prophet ulti. A lot of right-click damage, also like Leslau, Nature's Prophet relies on the right-clicks. Mickey will blow up Loa.
Top tower is under attack.
He's going to have that dispel.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Defensive answers from Loa, not going to stand strong anymore against Mickey. See Yawar head up into the triangle.
Dire's middle tower is under
Won't be able to catch him in time. He's trying. Up to Polisson, get Yawar out of difficulties.
One of the reasons why Sven is not picked up anymore, you cannot upgrade Echo Saber, so that's kind of a big deal. His Aghanim Scepter got nerfed. On top of that, Leslau will be forced to use a BKB.
Invisibility.
And one good thing about Sven is that you can upgrade your blink damage. That's pretty big, especially if you decide to go for the Swift Blink, which Arky has queued up.
When trying Good Quake, but actually not even able to force out the BKB charge from him. Quake keeps his cool. Looking at Roche, Liquid. Timing's going to be good for them. Roshan up in a second. Well, they'll have a bit of a window if they want to go for that before Leslau's back up. Try and make it even more certain that they can get away with Roche by trying to find a kill before they attempt for it lower. It has been found. Snowball's going to be heading over. Is there anything they can do to save him? As he's going to be forced down to the side.
He's still alive.
Is able to get him back to safety. Now they're falling a little low here, Liquid. Riowa, he's good to go. He's going to head straight over Tiger. He's looking for the position, but he's not able to find it. Mickey turns, takes that Pulse, Riowa over the crit, removes himself from the game, jumps over, and then the black ball from the high ground. Tiger locks down the two of them. They can't take the fight here, Quincy Crew. As Mickey's low half balls, only Leslau left alive, and he can't get in on this. You'll see there, Tiger finally able to find the black hole that he's been looking for. Locking down that PA and rendering Riowa useless for a good duration of his BKB.
Yeah, 33 minutes in, first black hole, and it was a big one. We're gonna see that one again. I like how Phantom Assassin sidestepped, because Tiger blinked on the high ground, was trying to use the black hole straight away, but then needed to reposition, and it was just marvelous, you know, just using that black hole from the high ground, keeping the Sven alive. Sven also was level 25 there, so a lot of damage coming up from the LT.
Radiant's middle
Yeah, but as low as Mickey was, just standing his ground, and there we have it, Tiger.
No crit, so. Roshan is up. Enigma has Lincoln Sphere now, so they don't have anything. Like, they cannot stop his BKB black hole, even with the Abyssal Blade that is soon to be finished on Phantom Assassin.
I mean, Tiger can just kind of do this every fight. He can just lock down the PA.
Yeah, just do that every single fight. I mean, why not?
Basically, you know, that's the PA dealt with. That's the PA countered. And of course, with the MKB and as much farm as Mickey has, he will kill that PA if your Wire's caught in this. Almost again, just one of those games where Quincy Crew, it feels like they have to find the Enigma. They've got to kill Tiger before they start going these team fights for black holes. Gonna try and catch Liquid by surprise. Sania, not the biggest of kills, of course, but a kill that they'll take.
They could potentially go inside the pit. There is a courier once again from Poloson, just scouting things up, and there's also illusion from Sven. If they see something's going on, there's a buyback available for Crystal Bait, and there it is.
They don't want to let Quincy Crew have this. Quincy Crew already spooked a little bit by the buyback. 40 seconds until Black Hole's back up the Tiger.
Big 3-ends pushing bottom, so someone needs to address that issue. There's also 2 siege units. Someone needs to defend.
Punching for you.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Now Mickey, that's going to be the one to deal with that. And Mickey's showing on the bottom lane. Enough for Quincy Crew to do something around this pit area.
And this benefits Team Liquid so much, because they want Black Hole cooldown to reset, and it's gonna be up in 5 seconds, so they will gladly take another fight.
That's the Abyssal done, but as you say that, they're gonna need to pop that Lincoln's at least before BKB's out. Find some sort of way of breaking through it before you can go in with the Abyssal.
Also, Quoiqua is super tanky. We don't talk too much about Quoiqua this game, but he's been having an extremely good game. BKB done, AC done, going into Satanic just to be able to survive through any kind of initial burst, tank up, have like a second life coming out from that Satanic.
Time to smoke from Liquid. They know how strong they are. They can get the jump. Tiger.
Dire are scanning.
Quincy Crew prepare for this. They're actually going to put the God Strength and just go for Roshan themselves. Look to finish it. And they're taking it down very quickly.
The cheese with the courier.
It's going to have to be a big commitment here from Quincy Crew. They want to try and slow this down. Already open to the side. The Ghost Step to take it off by the stun. Hotpick, and the Mickey's getting bashed by Roche. They'll hold him back momentarily. Not because the BKB is only going to last so long. He's going to turn towards Polisan, but now the BKB's come to an end for Mickey. Liquid are being forced into the high ground. Push down so low. They're going to look to finish it off. You're they're going to be able to get it themselves.
I got ready to jump
She's a Roche. It's all Quincy crews.
They did not want to commit fully because they were half HP, good magnetized. Poloson buys back instantly to threaten and kind of save people with the kick, with the force staff. They have 2 force staffs right now, so they go in, they take the Roche, take the Aegis, Phantom Assassin holding onto that Aegis. Where's the cheese at?
Over on Quinn, I believe.
Yeah, Quinn got it. Penta Edge Sword.
Quite fun. Eyes hiding here in the trees. And he's going to lick towards Leslie. It's not getting out of this one. Oh, maybe with the second CP if they got enough physical damage. Ooh, they do. Snowball comes in as well from boxing. Because he can't get out of there. Move on to your what? Remnant grabs Mickey away. They'll be able to protect the Aegis. That first life intact. Mickey still trying to chase onwards, but Quinn too agile. A couple of jumps away, and he's made it.
Phantom Assassin for now, just holding on to Titan Sliver. Penta Edge Sword, however, held by Void Spirit. 45 damage. Maybe they should, you know, swap the items. Timeless Relic drop for Team Liquid. That's a really good item on Enigma. What do you think about Stormcrafter, Owen? When do you use Stormcrafter?
I mean, I don't personally. I feel like it's going to be more useful on the
right?
well, that as well. I think it's more useful on sort of the support. Top lane point, but maybe sort of in mana related heroes. Something like a Storm Spirit you feel nice on. But I think most of the time you've just got a better core item. But it can be very nice of course for the little saves, especially if you're on one. It's more
Yeah, the dispel mechanic
maneuverable
is really good.
Jumping around.
Juke potential as well with the item, which I really like. Sven just bought a Moon Shard.
He did. All right, Mickey. I mean, Mickey's ready. He's ready to go all in.
Yeah, if that was the
no
previous patch, you know, you could upgrade the Echo Saber, have a Silver Edge, then you can break the Phantom Assassin, which would be nice. But at this point,
yeah,
like Echo Saber, right now he needs to save up, I guess, to upgrade the Stormhammer. So he needs 6,000 gold, pretty much, plus a buyback. But he can also get like something for more lockdown, possibly Abyssal Blade.
The seeds of fortune.
For your Wires progression at this stage. Of course, that 25 has also got the leveler ready to help siege the buildings. We're going to have the smoke from Quincy crew. See who they can find, see who they can catch. Quinn, he's ready to make the jump straight over towards BKB. Having to put the BKB to get out. Your Wires going to commit deep. He's going straight over towards Insania. Tiger's watching for the side. Your Wires falling very, very low here. He's able to jump back over towards the side. They'll take him down once. It's going to be just gone over the backlands. Quince trying to keep a hold on to Tiger. Tiger moves in with the BKB. The Black Hole comes down. He didn't catch Jawar. Jawar's able to step out to the side. He can wait it out and he can look to get back in. Jumps over towards Mickey. Mickey's down and out with that moonshot purchase. He's got no buyback. He's out for 100. As Quincy crew, they're ready to move on for more lower and Policy both.
Running so low.
He can't finish him up on his own. He's got to run. He's up to the high ground. May just live himself.
Wait,
He's able to flicker away.
Did you just force him on the high ground?
I believe it was a sort of a mercy force from Policy.
Okay, but that was a good fight. Like, if Phantom Assassin is caught there, I think Phantom Assassin dies. They focus her down, but unfortunately, it was not enough. It just says Sven does not have a buyback, so they're gonna go in. A lot of minus armor coming up from the Deso, coming up from the AC.
These buildings gonna fall pretty quickly, Quinn. Diving in deep onto Boxy, you are himself focused on the objectives. Stokes here too, up on the side lane, still 50 seconds without Mickey. Because of that moonshot purchase.
No need to dive, just take those barracks, 2 set of barracks easily. They can also rotate to the bottom lane, 40 seconds. Those barracks are going down so quickly with the minus armor.
Huge amounts of pressure here. They're getting so much Quincy crew off the back of that fight as everything has began to really crumble. After a game that Liquid, they were holding on, they were keeping it even. But one explosive fight, certainly Quincy crew, they've taken 2 ranks and they're starting to threaten the third. Still 15 seconds, no Mickey.
And they need to do something because they are going to play against the Mega Creeps.
See the BKB out from Yuwa.
Just focus the barracks, 5 seconds without Mickey. They can take, they have enough time. There it is.
They don't even mind if they lose some heroes there. They'll happily die. Yawar will happily take a break. As he'll fall lower, also goes down, but they got what they wanted. Mega creeps are out against Liquid. Yawar and LOA, they'll be happy to take a bit of a chill on the sidelines and enjoy the moment.
All good, you know, just don't feed with the rest of the team. They can't take any objectives. Roshan is not up, so nicely done by Quincy crew.
Very well done. And it's
even after taking 3 set of barracks, they're only 1k gold up.
That's pretty wild. You don't see that a lot in the difference of the net worth. Seeing them in the position that they are. Full nullifier as well picked up by Yawar. And whilst he himself does still have the gold for a buyback. Obviously, Liquid, they really want to try and force that out of them. See if they're able to put up enough pressure against the 3 remaining survivors of Quincy crew to sort of get Yawar.
No need to use a buyback.
And they can hold it off.
Yeah, I think they just trade one side. We'll see how it goes. You know, maybe if they have a cliff. Okay, so there's going to be a couple of extra seconds. Yawar also has that nullifier against Ghost Scepter, which is really nice. They also have a Force Staff and another Ghost Scepter. They can just buy time. No need for Phantom Assassin to buy back. Even if they lose one side, it's all good. Treants in the base, so that's going to be a lot of damage. Less Loud doing a very good job sneaking in Treants from the side.
Quinn. Still flicker from boxing. Out of the Remnant combo. Quinn's still chasing. Policy will be able to find Insania in the trees. So stop to the CM escape. Quincy crew, they'll be ready to hit straight back. The Megas pushing down the lanes and the full 5-man up. No Insania for a minute. See if they can push this game over the edge.
I think Taiga needs to go all in. He has a refresher orb queued up. Could potentially just sell everything, sell the sticks, sell the Sage Mask. It's not a lot of gold, but could also disassemble Arcane Boots, sell the mana component. It will get him closer to the refresher. Still not enough, but needs to farm a bit more gold.
See Mickey adapting to the late game against the Megas, and also, of course, against the Nature's Prophet. Gets rid of the Echo Saber, picks up a Battle Fury.
Needs more cleave.
Needs more cleave. Yeah. What's the plan here? And anything to sort of hold off the Megas a little easier. Of course, the rest of his team, not really the best sort of Mega creep killers. A lot of the weight really on Mickey to keep these lanes pushed back as they come in.
Taiga has a nice tier 4 item, Ninja Gear, so he will be smoked in a team fight. What Quincy crew needs to do, just wait for the next Roche. If they decide to go in, try to contest the Roche, they're playing against the Mega Creeps. Nature's Prophet can always TP, summon the Treants, pressure tier 4 towers, then you need to go back with one hero. He can come back, have the advantage. They're trying to devord a bit, check what's happening on the high ground. They also placed one deep observer ward in Quincy crew's base, but that's not gonna give a lot of info. Roshan, Cheese Aegis plus something. We're gonna see in 25 seconds. Smoke from Liquid.
Get the jump in, Boxy. Jump to the high ground and he has kick Boxy over towards the side. Policy's getting focused. And he has to get out of this one. He's still alive. Somehow finally full. As they have the magical nuke to take him out. Instant buyback from Policy as he wants to get back in this and get ready to punish him as the Ghost Room comes to an end. They're committing on to go and the side that's not enough to keep him alive as he will go down. Boxy has got to be careful. He's on the front line. Dagger's coming in. The Ghost Scepter will protect Boxy from the hits of the PA. Quinn diving in over the wall to touch Boxy able to flicker away. He's still on the retreat. But Yawar's chasing and at the same time the base, it's going down. The tier 4s are falling. Liquid, they've got too much to deal with and I don't think they can. The buyback for Yawar. He's in onto Quaifa. Quaifa down. Mickey turns for the stun onto Politan.
That's a dieback from
the Earth Spirit. But it won't go.
One back. He can't afford to die.
I think they're going to be able to take him. He's been caught in the base.
Oh, they just wanted too much. I think they just needed to slow it down a bit because Leslau was sending Treants in the enemy base. There is still one tier 4 tower left. No need to rush things. They could try to split them up Like these force staffs have been really amazing for the Quincy crew, like both supports with the force staffs keeping themselves alive or just using it, and there it is. And this is what we want to see. Divine Rapier. So that's going to be quite a lot of damage. Quincy crew, meanwhile, in the Roche pit. She's Aegis plus Aghanim Scepter.
Who's taking the axe?
You give it to PA.
Your shrine has fallen into the radiant.
I mean, if there was ever a team to win against the Megas, now that has sort of been Liquid's special trick.
He's always ready for a
They're in. They're going all in. Enigma got buyback.
Do they got a DD as well? DD, God Strength, Divine Rapier.
They're gonna go for tier 4s.
They could look to just
What's
end
that damage? Let's check it out.
There we have it, Mickey.
Almost 1300.
Trying to bring him down a little bit before he starts to go for the push, before he goes for the siege. The pace, Quoifer's having to deal with it. Greater Triumphs are beating down. Oh, you are! They just found the jump on him. That's the Aegis gone. He goes for a second round. Tiger's trying to get in position for the side. Tiger comes to the black hole.
That's the black hole.
He locks him down. You are now.
Has buyback, but the Ancient, they were forced to use a glyph on Liquid. This is pretty big.
They get the catch on those now. They'll go for the BKB TPL. He's not making it out of there. Mickey has the damage.
This is a close one. Like this game, of what Team Liquid needs is kill Phantom Assassin. Possibly one more time. They need to outpush the lanes. No buyback on Nature's Prophet for 85 seconds. This could be pretty big.
It's just yeah, quite a bit.
But they don't
short
know
on the
that.
goal.
Like they probably think that he has a buyback.
And of course, despite losing the Aegis, obviously there you are, and his life, they weren't forced to have to use the buybacks on Polison or lower.
Enigma getting
Actually,
very
they were,
close
so Polison they were.
to that refresher.
Yeah, have a look, mid lane.
Are we whispering?
It's getting 10 and late for some of the people. Down. Don't want to wake them up. It's time to wake up! We're going to get an exciting siege here shortly by Liquid.
The dust is always
Liquid.
ready.
20 seconds for Phantom Assassin, 30 seconds for Nature's Prophet.
Oh, quick! He's in and
He's
he's
just
out.
buying time.
He's in and he's in. He's staying in. He can't get out.
Cheese is available. He can't get it.
Alright, he's going to have to buy back here. The tier 4 is getting taken down by Liquid. Quit ready for round 2. Liquid. Step back for
That's
now.
refresher on Enigma. Taiga is ready to go. No black hole for 45 seconds, so I guess they just want to wait until that comes back online, outpush the lanes. They also forced the buyback from the Void Spirit, which is pretty big. If he's picked up the cheese, he can sell the cheese possibly, get closer to the Eon Disc on Void Spirit, because you want to have that item so that like they can't burst you, even though they have a Dispel coming out from the Sven's Stormhammer, but he can't use Stormhammer on everyone all the time.
See if Quincy crew can catch them by surprise. Straight over with the flow of the Mega Creeps.
Taiga just got level 25, bought a book for himself, Demonic Conversions, that's gonna help out quite a lot against the Mega Creeps.
With the scan, Liquid. As it is anyway, Quincy crew dive deeper and attempt to break the high ground. Very hard to do so, especially whilst Taiga, just with that ninja gear, staying constantly out of vision.
That's the problem, like they don't have a second ability that goes through Magic Immunity that could pierce that Lincoln Sphere. Abyssal Blade is one, but you do not like want to use it.
I can't, but PA can still do it with the dagger and the strike, right?
Yes, yes, but you know, it's RNG based.
Let's see what Quid's plans are going to be. I think it's going to be a bit of a waiting game from Liquid now. Let's see what Quincy crew hit them with. Courier, what are you saying? Liquid, they're actually heading straight over it now that they know that Quincy crew's around this block. So CCNC's got to be careful. Quinn, pull back, and Jawar I mean, he's looking pretty dead. The big phantom strike over towards Quinn. He's trying to run, but Mickey's charging him down.
Another blade strike.
Turn back in, jumps back out. Over towards Quinn. The snowball's there though, and Yawar forced to the side.
Blade.
And they save him, they can't. Yawar goes down.
3 times in a row would be just a bit too much. Creeps in the base, they need to take care of that, but now they have the tools. Sven with that Divine Rapier pretty much one-shots the creep wave. Enigma with the level 25 Eidolons can easily outpush that. Like Razor just doesn't do that much, but Razor also has a ton of damage, especially after the Daedalus pickup. So if he can drain someone, that's gonna hurt quite a lot. Next Roche, are we thinking about the next Roche? May respawn in 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
I we're thinking
Maybe
about
start thinking about
the next
tier 5 items.
Yeah, it's definitely panning out to be one of those games. We could quite get that. Some scary items to look out for. No doubt about it. With sort of the rat potential that Lesnar has, a few items that could really buff up that threat. Liquid holding on and dealing with the mega creeps pretty well. They're able to make plays against Quincy crew and keep this game as close as it is, 36 to 28. 1K gold in it. Pretty wild, probably small difference to see in a
double
game where mega
damage
creeps are around.
spawned on the bottom. It's being pinged out. I believe that's Brown's being Taiga. That's out.
He's got that Hex opening. They're trying to go in onto Quake, but they've got him. That's Quake for down for 2 minutes. Big kick. Gonna try for Lesnar in return. Hollison rolls over. Slides himself back out. The snowball over the wall. There's now starts it from Boxy. Big kick. He's trapped. He trapped the tree. The Rebels couldn't pull out his own. The Rebels could not win. Continues to play around with the level 25 to simulate stun. Holds him back once more, given the time for Quinn to jump out with a step. As now they've got a bit of a window themselves as they've taken out Quake for 100. He does have buyback back up in 30 seconds.
There's still that double damage. Does anyone have a bottle? Nope. Bottle is sold.
This is a pretty rough position now for Liquid. 90 seconds, no Quaker. His buyback's on cooldown in 15, but he hasn't got the money.
Yeah, he does not have enough money for it. So they should go in, try to poke it, see what happens. Because it's impossible pretty much to keep all the track. Like, does he have enough gold or not? You can't know that. But they might be writing down the buyback timers, but the gold is a bit tricky one. Sven has that flicker, which could potentially get him out of the sprout. We could see him being stuck 2 times there already inside the trees. That Prophet, Eon Disc ready. Also, Earth Spirit has 1 when he unlocks the Vitality Booster. And also 1 on the Void Spirit. I believe he sold that cheese. No, he gave it to Phantom Ascent. Buybacks are being ready once again. Roche may respawn in 15 seconds, so that's a lot of items coming out from Roshan himself.
The dusk is always ready for a fight.
Dire are scanning.
Pretty much is gearing up to be one of those games that whichever team holds control of the map, they will wait until that Roche objective is back up. It's always just going to be terrifying to try and push it, even though you have the mega creeps up. When you're trying to push into a lineup that has this Enigma with the refresher on,
yeah, you need
don't have a lot
super
of
mega creeps to end the game. Buybacks are back online for pretty much everyone. Earth Spirit needs to farm 400 gold. And a situation like this, where your buyback is available, like, you can potentially just sell and earn, because it's really worth it. Could make a lot of a difference. Multiple couriers inside the pit. Roche will respawn in a minute. Daedalus on Sven, even more damage. Like, he bought a Battle Fury, then he sold it after 10 minutes.
Not that much money that he can kind of do so.
He still does not have Aghanim Scepter upgrade.
He doesn't, yeah, he's still not completely maxed out yet.
He's maxed out on the level though. All the talents available.
Careful not to hang around any longer than he needs to, is he? I'm sure that Liquid have even more of a struggle getting the waves pushed out. It's just a waiting game. And that Roshan.
Let us crash it.
Policy. Spotted by Boxy. Liquid there. I mean, I feel like do they take the chance of coming out fighting around the pit?
Yeah, they need to go in. They need to try to do something. Poloson still does not have buyback. 300 gold short. We're getting close to tier 5 items. 2 minutes.
Well, I was going to start going for Roche. I don't think it looks like Liquid's going to be in a position to deal with it. They're dropping the black hole onto Quinn, but I don't know if this was the plan, but it seems like it's a bit of a bait. Take their attention away from this
He does
area.
not have buyback for another 5 seconds, and he also does not have enough money.
Once he tries to get in to put a stop to him with a bullet. So that's the trade that will be taken there by Quincy. They give up Quinn's life for the space required to get this Roche. Is that Aghanims on the refresher shard? That's Mickey. Jump in onto the two of them. Poloson going to be able to turn with the disarm.
He has the disc. If he hits him one more time, there's the disc proc.
He's going to struggle getting away from this. There are a lot of stuns coming out. So Poloson also gone. Also, the courier actually left it inside the pit. Did have the cheese on, so cheese out of the game for a little bit. So a couple of members down on Quincy crew. They have the Aegis onto Yawar once again. Which way did the Aghanims go? The Aghanims at the moment in the backpack of Poloson. And Refresher Shard being held onto by Loa.
Double Eon disc, double Exorcism could make the difference. Fortunately, Quinn does not have a buyback. He's the only one, so we will see those tier 5 items.
We're going to get them. Now, which is sort of the dream item for each team, would you say? What's top of their list? What's the top of their wish list?
Maybe like
Apex fan?
Sure, why not? I would maybe love to see, even though this feels like one of the worst tier 5 items, they could potentially make a good usage of it on the Mage's Prophet, the Necro books. So he can go in the base,
true, yeah,
try to go for a sneaky play, possibly end the game with it.
Of course, out of the more I feel like in these sort of games, the item that's the most annoying to deal with, it has to be that Mirror Shield.
Oh yeah, Mirror Shield is just, I think it's the best in the Ex Machina in certain situations, on certain heroes, depends which items you have.
Top line Mickey. Look at that. You want him, but Tiger's going to have to counterplay. Comes into the back, holds down. There's the damage to bring out Yawar, the one they do. Yawar's gone once, but the damage from Lex Downs enough that he just pummels into Tiger. Tiger falls. Mickey's got to run. There's going to be a buyback coming out from Tiger. Liquid, they're still got the 3 of them. They're going to jump back in. What's lower? That's the first Eon disc pop. We'll see if he wants to use the refresher to have a second round.
Might need to use it.
Dagger's coming out from the sidelines, so Yawar gets the damage going. The side of doing a lot to Mickey here. Tearing through that strength. Laura will still go down though. As they're really going back in Yawar. He's going to jump in, get the
Insania to lead.
Insania's got Yawar just under on the green, trying to cut out Mickey. Mickey's got straight, is shortly going to be coming to an end. Lenslau's in, beats down one for point for down again. He's got a buyback, but he'll try and get the second back going in. He's got the 3 of them. Mickey, he's done. He's got the damage. The PA goes down. Tiger with the black hole, holding on for this game. And they've got a chance here. They're continuing to stay in the action of the Twin. Thanks to the power of Tiger.
All the buybacks, only one who bought back pretty much is Tiger, and Insania. Also Koipa bought back, never mind, but yeah, another game where Enigma does so much. I was talking about the Book of the Dead.
Yeah.
He actually finds it on Leslau. I think they also found one. Yeah, Tusk is holding a Book of the Dead.
Okay.
Like in this situation, it's really good because he can outpush the lanes. I'm not a big fan of the item in general, but like it's really good for both teams right now.
But this is the vulnerability though. Of course, the downside, the weak point of Enigma. As strong as Tiger was there with the impact that he brought in, that instant 5-man buyback just goes to show Quincy crew, they know 100 seconds, no black hole.
They know there is no black hole. They need to go and try to make something happen. Problem is, Mickey, he still has buyback.
Mickey's going to come across the end. This is going to be able to get Quinn out of there. Disarm onto Mickey. Mickey's got to be careful. As he's used this, he jumps over the back line. Once he's gone down, once he's fighting
in and out.
immediately. BKB starting to come to an end for your Wise, off into the shadows with the blur. We'll get away. Pressure continuing to build up against Liquid with the creeps. The tree, it's pushing in over towards the Ancient. Quinn, over towards Mickey and Senia. Falling low, goes set up in a few seconds. The Book of the Dead down, and the pressure really building up. Mickey able to take down Politan. The Book of the Dead, it's onto the Ancient. They're just trying to beat it down. Mickey can deal with it with the clear, but they turn, look at the heck.
They're going to take him down.
Look at the damage they do. They take down Mickey. Buyback immediately from the Sven. First was over towards the Nation's pocket.
No one has buyback.
No one goes down. Politan down as well. Lenslow's out. 3 dead on Quincy crew. No buyback.
Liquid might be doing it. No heroes with the buyback. 120 seconds. He can just TP in with the Boots of Travel 2 on pretty much anyone. Pirate Hat found by Phantom Assassin. Like, Phantom Assassin needs to be careful. She's good at going in and out of the fight. If she gets the kill with the Aghanim Scepter, so she can like reset, get out of the position. Oh, tough one for Quincy, man.
Mickey. He's pushing pretty far on his own. Quinn. They can't catch this though. Just trying to distract them away from getting this 5-man push going down the mid lane. Yawar, see what his move's gonna be. He's heading into the base. Do they have creeps on the top lane?
Oh, if he wants to go for this kind of a play, he needs to put the Deso in.
The base.
He needs to put the Deso in instead of the Boots of Travel, but yeah, he's going back.
He knows that he can't go for the base race against the 5 of Liquid. He's got to try and put together a defense.
I just don't think there's enough time, and Taiga, he has 2 black holes.
He does. It's Quinn. Trying to do his best to just slow them down with the sables, with the stuns. Yawar, spamming out those daggers, but the tier 4's down.
Now this is it. Liquid are doing it.
They certainly are by the looks of it. The second tower is gonna go. Ancient is exposed. Mickey trying to close it. Quinn is gonna do something now. They jump over. Yawar, he's gonna watch out for Tiger. Tiger stays
There's
there.
the black
hole's there. Yawar's gone. Liquid they'll be able to close up the game.
Nothing they can do anymore, you know, 2 black holes, and they try to go for a play where they had an opportunity, the window where the black holes and the refresher were down. Man, what a game from Liquid.
Excellent stuff, and they do it with the Sven. It works out. We all had our doubts about the pick, but Mickey
was a beast. Mickey, my MVP. If someone else picks anyone else other than Mickey, I'll be